That was something I got transported. I got transported into. Hello, and welcome to Do You Watch Anime? My name is Adam Corky, and this is a show where I ask my guest, do you watch anime? And we go from there. And today, joining me is Cosplayer, the busiest man on the planet. Literally had to book him in twice to get this, so this is great.
I'll just want to, I'm Abby.
Concussion cosplay. There we go. How are you today?
Well, it's like 9 o'clock now. I don't know about today.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how are you doing?
Beautiful. With the Sir Coffee, I couldn't be happier.
Yeah. So, Abby, do you watch anime?
That I do a little too much.
A little too much.
A little too much.
So, where did your your anime journey start?
Okay, we need an origin story. Okay, you asked the bet. Okay, we're going in.
Yeah,
we're going in. This is actually the 10-year anniversary of it all.
Oh shit!
This is like this month right now. This entire period is the entire like formation of my humanhood, if you will.
I'm just amazed that you remember the fucking month.
Yeah, okay. So, long story short, back in grade 11, right? It's been 10 years since then. Crazy. All my friends in school.
I'm so fucking old.
So, this is all of us. Hey. Well, actually, let me get back to this origin story. Let's stay focused here.
Yeah.
Back in grade 11, all of us friends, we always used to hang out in the schoolyard and whatnot, and they always used to talk about these cartoons. I'm like, what are you guys talking about, right? And there's like, it's anime. I'm like, this stuff again, right? So then, eventually, I was like, you know what? You guys are always talking about anime for the last few months. I'm not really acquainted with it. Can I see some of this? And the reason I was asking is because my family, they flew off to Bangladesh for 3 months in January of 2013. Then became, January 2013. And so then I was just home alone, right, in grade 11. I just, went back home, ate a bunch of food, slept, woke up. I was really, not really much going on. So then my friend, he gave me this purple USB. He's still my best friend to this day. He's almost a lawyer now.
Oh, shit.
So he gave me this purple USB, and he's like, plug this into your PC. I'm like, sure. Yeah, I'm open to it now. I put it in. I was, I get my glasses. I'm like, what is this? And I was like,
Boku no Pico?
Of course. Of course, that one was being set up the entire night, by the way. Something that might get somewhat close to that legend of a show. No joke. Attack on Titan.
I was like, Jesus.
Attack on Titan, which just finished airing the first season, right? I'm like, oh, what is this? I heard of this show.
Mm-hmm.
So, I watch episode 1. I'm like, oh, it's okay. I watch episode 2. I'm like, oh, this ain't bad. It's like night now. I start at 4 p.m. Now it's 2 a.m. I'm halfway through it. I'm like, holy shit. This is crazy. So then next day comes, right? Wake up, go to school, finish, go home, make 2 grilled cheese sandwiches, all right, with Frank's Red Hot Sauce. Don't forget it. Frank's Red Hot Sauce, okay?
Yeah.
Put those 2 sandwiches down, put it on, finish the rest of the season. One night, all right? So it's 2 a.m. again. I'm like, that was amazing. Attack on Titan's amazing. So I call up my friend, right, at 2 in the morning. I'm like, dude, that was crazy. He's like, what are you talking about?
Go to bed.
Yeah, actually, right? I'm like, I need more. So I live in an apartment building over here, just maybe less than a block. He lives in the next apartment building. So I walk over in the dead of winter, January at night, with the purple USB. I'm like, give me more. So he pirates some more stuff, torrents it, puts it in. I go home, plug it in. I see all these different things like Gurren Lagann Clan. I don't know what the hell this is. I'll check it out, right? Cycle continues, right? Come back from school, right? Two grilled cheese sandwiches. Don't forget it. Frank's Red Hot Sauce.
Yep.
Okay. Frank's Red Hot Sauce. And then I put on Gurren Lagann. I was like, what the hell is it?
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, yo, this guy's I like rocks. Don't get me wrong. I fuck with rocks. I did geology. But I'm like, there's mining. What's this about? And then I learned it. He said, believe in the me that believes in you. Yep. I still remember that to this day.
Yep.
It's the realest shit out there. Anyways, I finished that in 2 days.
Shit.
I go to his house. I'm like, I need more of this, bro. Whatever the genre is, I need more. So he puts in Code Geass.
Ooh.
And that's when I first started saying, I'm gonna get involved in Canadian politics, just because of this crazy shit. This is why grade 10 civic studies matters. This is where it's at. And then I go to like Queens Park on a field trip. I'm like, where are the mechs? I don't want this. So then I'm like, spice it up for me. And by this point, like, it's like February now, right?
Yep.
And in the span of February, 17 series.
Jesus.
And don't forget it, every night, what do we eat?
Two grilled cheese?
With what?
Frank's
Red Hot Sauce. Exactly. This is important, by the way. This is
Yep.
an important detail. Okay, so now we start going into things. And then this is where it gets important. Kuroku no basket.
Okay.
So then I'm like, I'm not really a sports guy. I didn't really do a lot of physical activity and whatnot. I didn't really think too much of it. Then I put this in. I'm like, basketball? All these guys talking about basketball at school all the time, it's... But then I watched one episode. I was like, this is pretty good. Then watched 2 episodes. I'm like, I get it now. This is why ball is life. Yo, pull up, dog. He knows. He knows. Yo, that's... You know why? Because every power forward in Kuroku no basket has a big cat that represents them.
There you go.
This is my baller right here. This Casper. It's meant to be. Do you not see the signs?
Yeah.
This is literally a sign from God that ball is life. All right? Anyhow. So I finished Kuroku no basket season 1. I'm like, this is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
All right? And then, you know what? I'm like, I love how you don't need to get stimulated like me. But anyhow, so then from here, the question becomes, wow, like, I love these protagonists, right? Go. Be free. Anyhow, so I watch these protagonists. Sorry, I'm a little too much coffee. I'm like, wow, you know what? I really feel hampered by feeling insecure. I feel like I inhibit myself because I'm too afraid to ever be wrong because I believe everyone judges me. But really, that's me projecting my internal struggles onto everyone else. And as such, I trap myself. I don't allow myself to experience life, right? I'm just thinking about this as I'm watching basketball. Because I'm just like, wow, these guys are also in high school too. These 15-year-olds who have superpowers, right?
Literally, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, but they're in the spotlight. And it's not because they're getting externally validated from others. They're in the spotlight because they're trying their earnest and hardest and earning what they want, right? They're trying their best, win or lose, but they grow from it. I'm like, that's a beautiful... I want to live like that. This is the way that I want to live. I don't want to be in the shadows. I don't want to push myself there. I want to be in the spotlight, but not a spotlight that someone shines on me. It's one that I build for myself, right? We run our own stories, right? And that's why with every opening now of every episode of Kuroku no Basket, I'm like, I'm going to try 5 of those push-ups that they do in the gym, right? So I try like knee push-ups first. Casper's invested in this. He's in the background here. Did he? Oh. Casper, go. Yeah, but anyhow, so then I tried 5 knee push-ups. I could barely do any. I'm stick to it. So you start doing 5 knee push-ups a little bit. And then with every episode that goes on, I get more and more push-ups and I get more and more invested in basketball. Right? And by the end of like season 1, I was like doing like 5 push-ups with every opening. And ironically, I was like, I want to try this basketball thing. Right? I want to give it a shot. So initially I sucked. I was just like, there's a hoop here, there's a ball in my hands. Why is it going over the backboard?
Yep.
But I started getting involved in basketball, started playing a little bit of sports, and the next thing you know, by the end of March, I went from because at one point I was very unhealthy. As a child, I was obese to the extent that my family doctor actually said, "Hey, you might have to go to sick kids at the rate that you're going." Right? It was quite unhealthy, and being Southeast Asian, there is a high risk, unfortunately, of developing type 2 diabetes, heart issues, etc. In fact, many of my family members from my father's side have passed away early with stroke. My grandmother, my uncle at age 40, quite young. My mother's side is all pre-diabetic and diabetic, right? So as a result, this is why my family doctor was quite concerned due to the strong genetic linkage with a lot of these metabolic diseases and how I was going about it. And so he's telling me all this. So I'm almost like, with my double big gulp, I'm like, that's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, is that echo caught?
Yeah, it is, but it's fine.
Okay, sorry.
No, it's okay. Dramatic effect.
There you go, right? But then I was like, wait. These guys are cool. I want to be like them. So that's when I was like, this gym thing is cool. So I start going to the gym. I'm like, wait. If I'm insecure and I'm my own biggest enemy, can I really be a protagonist? Maybe I should become mentally healthier too, or try to. So yeah, there you go. So then all of a sudden, like my grades, unfortunately I was going from mid-60s. But then, hey, let me tell you what. Deku ranked number 5 in his class, academically speaking.
Yep.
So that's what I was like, we got to be like this guy. All right,
Right in the middle.
100%. Class A has like 23 students,
You're
give
right.
or take, give or take.
You're right. Sorry.
But you got fact check chat. But anyways, the whole idea is like, okay, from here then, let's get, I went from like, got accepted to U of T on a scholarship to neuroscience because like in Kuroku and Bass, they have lightning come out of their eyes. So I'm like, we got to figure out how to do this. So like, let's go into neuroscience because that's about as close as it gets to making lightning come out of our eyeballs. It's still a dream of mine, not gonna lie. The zone.
Lightning comes out of me every time I have a seizure, so.
Do you see how everything comes back to basketball?
Yep.
And ball is life, exactly. So I gotta shake you on that. But anyways, so that's the whole story now. So that's why I'm pursuing my doctor of chiropractic. So I'm like, if I get injured, can I be like a sports anime protagonist? No, because I can't be doing meteor jams like they do. Mm-hmm. So that's like, if I can fix myself and help fix other people, maybe you can continue the sports anime dream. And fast forward 10 years, here we are.
I don't know what just happened, but that was like a sermon. that was something. God damn.
It's a great way to open up
Yeah.
the series.
Oh my
There
god.
it is. Okay.
Jesus. Oh, that's what it was.
Was it the background noise of the mic?
No, the dong was the springs.
I see.
That's what it is. Yep.
I feel like my mic might be backwards.
Your mic? That's not your mic, my friend.
What is this? Oh, that's the mic headset. Sorry, I'm still trying to figure out this gaming
Yeah,
terminology.
that's your mic.
I see. Okay, this is my headset.
Yeah, that little
Oh, what is this for?
It's from a gaming headset.
Oh.
I just
Gaming is.
Switch the headphones around
Oh
so
my.
the wires on the inside. Yeah.
Sorry, this is calm. We didn't learn how to do this in school.
all good. All good. So from that sermon that we just witnessed, that was something I got transported. I got transported into.
Wait, can I tell you one last thing?
Absolutely.
So listen up, folks. Is this the camera? That the camera? Which one? Okay.
Whatever you want to.
Okay, listen up, folks. So tell me this: in Kuroku no Basket, the main character, right? He's a transfer from America, a first year. Kawhi Leonard. First year transfer from America. Okay? Brand new school club. Seirin High, Toronto Raptors Academy High. Very new in the NBA landscape, okay?
Yep.
You have access to... Can you Google stuff up on your
Yep.
laptop? Okay, type in Seirin color scheme. Okay,
How do you
Seirin.
spell that?
Here, type this. Kagami, Kuroku no Basket. Kagami. And you'll probably see a photo of him in his jersey. Tell me what color the jerseys are. That's an important thing to discuss here.
Kuroku. How the I've
Or Kuroko.
Kuroku's no, yeah.
Yeah, there you
Fan
go.
fiction. Shit.
That's how you know they're good.
That's not it. Hello? Images? Oh, okay.
What color scheme?
It's the one with the red hair, right?
Yeah, that's Kagami. What's the jersey's color? Red and black potentially, or white
Yep.
and red?
Yep. I see white.
White and red and red and black. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the Raptors color scheme? Red and black, white and red.
Yeah.
Okay. In halfway through season 1, the Raptors bring in Marc Gasol from the Grizzlies, literally a Grizzle veteran. All right. In Kuroku no Basket, halfway through season 1, after a huge loss, they bring in the lost senpai, who's also a center, back into it. All right. They have a young upstart coach, Enrique Aida. The Raptors fired head coach Dwayne Wasey and brought in a new upstart Nick Nurse sensei. All right. And then together, they redeemed themselves after a whole 18 years ago, the Raptors lost against the Philadelphia 76ers, all right? The same way in Kuroku no Basket, they lost in the semifinals against Almine, one of the main rivals in the show. It's the same, it's the parallels, they follow the same thing. And then the Raptors defeated the Golden State Warriors, a dynasty, the same way Seirin defeated Akashi's Heijuro and Rakuzan, a dynasty. The Raptors watched Kuroku no Basket, and they said, the management said, we need to make trades. We need to get our first year freshmen in from America. We need to follow the branding and everything. We need a cosplay Kuroku no Basket to win a championship. That's what we all need to do in our lives. All right? So we should watch Kuroku no Basket right now. Or right after this. if you're interested.
Yeah. That was something. That was for a person who doesn't watch sports at all. I know enough to be like, oh, I know who that is. Yeah, I can't deny that the similarities are eerily. It's really weird how like, you know, there's something there.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Just gotta recognize it.
Oh God, how am I supposed to do a fucking podcast? After that, Jesus, that's the end. Thank you so much. No. Welcome back to Abby Takes Us on a Ride. So I want to know, because there are some people that I've had on the podcast that don't exactly like sports anime.
Mm-hmm.
What is it about sports anime that you like? That it's your shit.
That's a good point. I mean, to begin with, like, I think it's totally valid to not enjoy sports anime. Everyone has their own genres and what have you, and so if it's not what you jive with, that's totally fine. But if you really want to get going, you got to get on Kuroku no Basket, all right? That's undisputed. Okay, look, you can have an opinion, but it can be the wrong opinion.
Okay.
Okay? I don't know, all jokes aside, though.
Yeah.
All jokes aside. For sports anime, I think a lot of it comes back to the entire I think shonen in general, right? The reason why so many people love it is, in general, it is, young people choosing to surmount the struggles that they're faced with. I think that's honestly something that a lot of us struggle with. How many people have given up on, the dreams that they've wanted to pursue that seem unrealistic or have challenges or is not the safest route. And you can't even blame someone for doing that, right? To pursue something that's a bit whimsical as a career or whatever it may be. It's a difficult decision to make and oftentimes not the wisest. And so I think a lot of us really do look at shonen in general and say, these young people are fighting against the odds, against, the weight of whatever it may be, and surmounting it eventually to achieve their goals, their outlandishly large goals, right? I think a lot of us strive to integrate that fight in us. And I think sports anime is almost the middle ground of sorts between a tangible medium, which we understand, sports, which is extremely competitive, right? And the competition is the hard part. There's no animosity per se, but rather everyone's working to get any angle you can to get better than the other person. So the fear of losing is always there. And there's almost sometimes like a nihilism that comes with, can we win? What's the point? And that's why the underdog story is so valuable to many. Right? If we often posit ourselves as the underdogs, I know I do that quite often. I'm sure all of us struggle with it daily, right? To not think highly of ourselves, to be our greatest enemy rather than our greatest supporter, right? And to write ourselves off. But in sports, right? That's the magic of it, where the underdog story is where somehow you make it back from zero to hero, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's why I love sports anime. You'll find with so many things like Haikyuu or Blue Lock, there's so many philosophies imbued in different characters that are explored that can really translate well into our lives. Mm-hmm. That's why I love it so much.
So you mentioned Blue Lock. If the people at home don't know what Blue Lock is, it's a soccer anime, but it's also a soccer death game anime, essentially. Where, like, I watched the first episode.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is the most intense thing.
Yeah.
Like, it is... like literally written like a death game anime. When you are, say, someone comes to you and goes, I've heard Blue Lock is good. What is there? Do you just go, just watch it? Or do you go, this is why you should watch it?
This is how I usually go forth with it. I say, hey, given the recent economy, right? Do you struggle because I struggle financially, right? I'm a student right now, and I work 2 jobs, one as a tutor for neuroanatomy with the younger years, and another as a clinic receptionist where I want to work in the future, right? And I've had to shift things about to balance school and cosplay and all this. School and cosplay and all that jazz, right? So I say, hey, I understand too if you're struggling financially, and therapy can be expensive. It can also fix you? Blue Lock. This is what teaches you, dog. All right, second year, crippling anxiety where, I wasn't even submitting some of my assignments. I was like, oh God, like I'm finishing the assignments, but this mental block that you can't logic yourself out of. It's an emotional turmoil within yourself that really you need professional help to go through, right? I was almost ambushing myself, but then I watched Blue Lock. And then I started getting 4.0s again. All right, Blue Lock is the answer. It teaches you, do you want to fix your life? Watch Blue Lock.
Yeah.
Okay. That's why. Do you ever feel like, wow, I feel inhibited because I need the external validation of others who recognize me for some of my strengths, even though I'm too afraid to discard them and invite failure into my life as I try new things to grow myself. But as a result of failing, others might not see me in the same height anymore. And without that recognition from others, I don't feel good about myself, right? So if that's the case, watch Blue Lock.
Yep.
All right, how else are you going to grow without failing? You have to be able to discard your past self to reinvent yourself every time with every death tournament match. All right, that's why you got to watch Blue Lock. Okay?
There you go. Go watch Blue Lock
Right now.
right now.
Right.
Pause this video and come back, please.
All jokes aside, though, if you do go to therapy, it's very good. Please continue. I'm just being very dramatic.
Yeah.
Please go.
Yeah. So, oh, where the fuck do I go from here? So, okay. From your Instagram stories,
Yes.
I've seen that you've been working on a certain cosplay / prop
Mm-hmm.
from Freerin. And we talked about this last week. Freerin, I think Freerin is probably one of the best things I've ever seen.
Without a doubt.
And Freerin is such a different kind of change of pace from your typical shonen, typical shonen. Why do you think it gravitates towards you?
That's a great question. Honestly, Freeman's probably in my top 10 of all time. Media in general right now. It's an amazing thing. I think two things that sort of relate back to it. With Freerun, a lot of it comes back to, think of Memento Mori, right? How our time here is temporary. But outside of just the egocentrical perspective of, our days will be numbered, the connection with others really much comes to mind. This might be a little emotionally weighty, but in my building, because I live in a condo, right? We have a family friend. It's like an old couple, and they used to take care of all the kids, when we were young after school. So many fond memories. And unfortunately, we call him Grandpa. He's 79 now. He has end-stage lung cancer. So it's pretty rough, and it's sort of like a day-to-day basis now. I think one thing that really struck with Freerun was, once Himmel passed away, only then did the weight of recognizing not just that our lives end, but our loved ones will end, that we take for granted, right? She, it was really for her, was saying, I wish I got to know him more. I was like, yeah, that is a very powerful reminder that we take the presence of others for granted, whether it's friends or not, and if you don't value that, it's going to be lost. And that was a great thing that I wish to integrate into my life. And it's a gift to be with others, right? Obviously, you got to assert your own boundaries and keep healthy communication. If someone treats you wrong, that's a different story, right? But the value of other people becomes very prominent. And I'm building Stark. And I think Stark, literally showing it again, so
Yeah.
I'll someone explain it that way. But like sort of like, I'll say the Deku Kirishima-esque character.
Yeah.
Very cowardly.
Mm-hmm.
Yet in spite of being cowardly, you build confidence through build repetition and training. I suck at almost everything I do, right? I think all of us do. And again, ties into Blue Lock. We'll pull that back in, right? Being afraid of failure is okay.
Yeah.
But with Stark, right? Like, I think the Dragon episode was fantastic.
Oh my God.
He wrote himself off,
Yeah.
right? Like, the reason the dragon didn't attack him is because for him, it just didn't care. He was at its whim and mercy. He was just appeasing others. He felt like he had a weight and responsibility for them, right? The reality was like he built himself up, and he had the talent naturally that he then cultivated through his hard effort to become a force even greater than, his master Aizen. And that really spoke. In fact, one of the OSTs that just dropped 2 weeks ago, by the way.
So good.
Yeah. Zoltark,
Oh.
crazy.
Oh my God.
That shit's heat.
Bruh.
That shit's
So
heat,
good.
bro. Play that on the radio. I need that on the top 100 list right
Yeah.
now. But one of his, I think what was it called, like Even Through Fear.
Mm-hmm.
Generally speaking, that was the whole thing with Aizen, right? That when he was facing this huge monster, the original party, his hands were shaking, and Freeman commented, "Yeah, your hands even shake like his." I think that sort of really spoke to me, right? And I think that's why we love these characters, because I think I'm afraid of everything. Jesus Christ, I'm afraid to like put my hand up in class, but I'm the one who talks the most, because despite that, I'm like, like taking a step back, seeing the big picture. I put my hand up, I'm done for a minute, but I'll be intelligent for years to come. So yeah, I freaking abuse this, bro. My prof's trying to walk out. I'm like, yo, you're not, I paid you $28K. you my employee.
Yeah.
I'm asking you questions. All right, you're not gonna ask the class questions. I'm asking you questions, right? But I think the same philosophy applies in general, where despite being afraid, because being afraid is, for the most part, an assessment of how we perceive things and the challenge, right? Are we capable of handling it? Is it threatening to us, etc., right? In Stark's case, it wasn't. He belittled himself. In our case, I think we belittle ourselves, and that's why it speaks so much to me and why I want to cosplay Stark. So yeah, that's why I love Freerin as well, for all these different things.
Mm-hmm. So is going to that point of like, that's why you cosplay Stark, is that kind of, do you take that kind of like thought process to what you, like how you choose cosplays? Or is it just like, sick design, bro? You know?
That's a very astute observation on your end. Where the reason I cosplay in general is because I think, similar to how you build a costume, cosplay is a means to build yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of us all look for role models, and a lot of great media offers great characters. And obviously, characters are an exploration of certain themes, so they're not fleshed out people. But that's why I'm very selective with my cosplays, and why I try and go all the way with them. I know a lot of people cosplay lots of different things. They buy costumes and have fun with it, which is great and valid, right? It's not like one is better than the other. But for me, I choose characters that I really connect with. And I say, with the cosplays I make, I want to make myself up as well, right? And so with the whole Deku, I love Deku so much because he does have the world's greatest power, but he earned it through his character.
Yeah.
So despite not being great, he built himself up through his challenges, right? Or Kirishima, right? The entire idea of being unbreakable, that he's not unbreakable because he can never be fallible. It's because he'll harden again and again, no matter how many times he fractures, right? That persistence, right? And Stark, the same idea, right? To tremble in the fear has brought you this far. Mm-hmm. So you're right. Like, I select these characters because I wish to integrate them. That's why with every project, I put my heart and soul into it. I try and make each piece something new, elevate my skills, right? Build up to something brand new. But also, like, Stark's axe is pretty cool.
Yeah. Ooh, pretty. Yeah, I remember seeing, I forget which one it was. I think it was Sino. I remember seeing your Sino from Genshin Impact. And
Shit, you caught me red-handed.
What? That was one where you're like, ooh, pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even play Genshin. I don't play video games.
Yeah.
You just look really cool. I was
Yeah.
like,
And that's also valid, right?
Yeah.
You could also just like the, look of a character. But yeah, I saw that and I was like, son of a bitch. It's like, fuck. Why has he got to be so fucking cool? And I'm just like, and Deku.
Fuck you. I respect that. I respect all the My Hero figures here, bro. I was trying not... When I saw your Red Red Unbreakable Funko Pop, I was trying not to lose my shit. I was like sweating. I'm still sweating.
Yeah.
From that. But anyhow, yeah. Sorry.
No, so I've spoken with so many people on the show about My Hero because it is my favorite anime of all time.
Wait, what happened?
Both in cardigans.
Oh,
Yeah, Cardigan Gang.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was the point of this.
That's what they said, the Cardigan.
Cardigang.
It wasn't done intentionally.
I
Yeah.
just noticed
I just did it. Congratulations, you've made it to the middle of the show, and this is where we, I tell you where I'm going to be, what's happening, kind of just like a little advertisement in the middle. So, if you're going to Toronto Comic Con, you can meet me and get some free merch if you answer the anime trivia correctly, of course. You can come on down, get some buttons and stickers, meet me, we'll take pictures, I can thank you in person, and this will all be at the Canadian Podcast Awards booth. I will be there on Friday from 5 till 7, and then Sunday from 4 till 5. That's Friday, 5 till 7, and Sunday, 4 till 5. And honestly, just keep an eye on my Instagram and just, where I'll be, because I have a media pass, so I will be making a video through the whole weekend. And yeah, be a part of a video. I don't know what I'm doing yet, but it sure will be a ton of fun. So yeah, come out to that. And the weekend after, on the 23rd, Moon is a cosplay guest at the Toronto Game Expo, where I will be a part of the media, and I'll be making a video with Kane, who's going to be on the podcast, and it'll be a good time. So come on down to that. Both sites will be down the description, and come meet me and say hi. And yeah, all right, guys, let's get back to the show. Like I said, I've had people on the show that love My Hero, and I've always gotten asked this kind of question. What is it about My Hero that you love so much? Because for everyone, it's a different fucking answer. It's crazy.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, can I flip the question on you and ask, like, what are some of the different takes that you've heard, like, very succinctly? Yeah.
I've heard that it inspires them to go, like, beyond plus ultra. It, like, beyond their limit. I've heard it... they just like the fights. I've heard, they connect with more of the characters than any other anime. I've heard they connect with more of the villains than any anime. I've heard that one. That one I'm like, are you okay?
Going back to the therapy.
Please.
Yeah, so I don't think Blue Lock's going to fix that one. I think you just need to get you in touch with some professional help.
Yeah, and some, including me, see themselves in the characters. Where like when I started watching My Hero, I was coming out of a very, very dark place, and I saw Deku. I saw myself in Deku. And I didn't realize that until my third watch. I was like, oh, this is how I felt. Okay, cool, awesome. Because I was like, All Might's cool. All Might's my favorite. And then, like, my third watch, I'm like, well, fuck. I like this broccoli guy.
I would say in that sense, my reasoning isn't that far from yours. Or again, like, it falls into what I was saying, right? The entire idea of how to say this. I think a external locus of control and self-esteem is a huge thing here. Let's say you have a great job, right? You're making 6-figure income. God forbid you lose that job, but if your self-esteem and your self-worth was tied to what you achieved through that job, that title, maybe you were a lawyer, the institutional authority and credibility given to you by that title of being a lawyer, it's gone now, and you become an empty shell. Even for me, like, very much into weightlifting, I put a lot of my self-esteem back in university, back at U of T with weightlifting, but then I developed lateral epicondylitis, tennis elbow. Long story short, I got so bad that I couldn't even lift up a spoon. Oof. Pretty bad. I let it progress far. And so I lost a lot of the muscle mass that I had, so a lot of my self-image was lost. It was very fallible. And I think when I watched My Hero, what spoke to me was seeing how Deku, without any reasoning, without anything good to argue for, him trying to intervene in these issues, right? Trying to save Bakugo, despite being scared shitless.
Yeah.
Despite knowing he's going to lose, right? I think that inspired a lot of us, right? And the idea then that if your character is solid, if you've cultivated it well, which I'm still trying to do, I'm nowhere near where I'd like to be. I think a lot of us are trying to work towards something else. Then no matter what losses you face or what hurdles you face, you'll always be able to surmount it or make the most of it at least. You can't have who you are robbed from you. You can't have everything else. And that's the most difficult part. You can have friends leave you. Not even out of breaking apart, but God forbid, the passage of time, your partners, your job, your home, your hobbies, anything, right? It can all be stripped from you. But who your character is cannot be. I think that's why Deku, it's himself. All Might validating, saying who you are is why I choose you. Like Miria was an exploration of, here's another person who is, he would add so much to the one for all lineage.
Yeah.
Right? But still, it's Deku's character that built him up. And I think, similar to how you say, I relate to him, I see myself in him. I don't necessarily see myself in him, I almost see him as maybe I idealize him a little too much. But I sort of see it as that. That's why I love my hero so much. And other characters like Kirishima, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was scared shitless.
Yeah.
But he still stepped in. I think that's a trait that follows through with a lot of things. But yeah.
Yeah. Before we started recording, fuck.
Take me out to dinner.
Yeah.
Which you did.
Yep. Before we started recording, you said a joke, or maybe it's true, I don't know, that you rewatch the same anime over and over again.
Yes.
What are those anime? I need to know. Because I want to see if you're like a masochist or like Chainsaw Man.
Chainsaw. I actually. So here's it's not a mob. Holy shit! Sorry, I just realized it's a Mob Psycho.
Yeah.
Sorry. I gotta focus here. Anyhow, focusing can be hard sometimes.
Oh,
Anyways, yeah. Anyhow, so clearly, as you can see, a theme here. Kuroku's basketball, without a doubt. That helped me so much during my first breakup. Actually, it's so funny.
I'm sorry. We're gonna have to unpack that. A sports anime helped you through your first breakup?
I need you to remember that.
Okay.
Ball is life.
All right.
So it transmits to all facets of life.
True.
So I don't know if you know of the phenomenon of the zone or the flow state.
Oh, I was thinking white TV.
What?
I was just thinking white TV. The zone.
But
Anyway,
long story short, it's this phenomenon that all of us have experienced. It's where you literally just get into the zone, right? And there's a lot of cool research to show that it is like peak performance. And the TLDR is when you're met with a challenge that's sufficiently difficult, but something that you can achieve, you end up reaching this state of literally losing track of time as you become consumed by the activity. It's an amazing thing. There are a lot of great TED Talks to look into, right? But long story short, my first breakup really bad. But I was talking with one of my good friends, Ray, and we were just talking. She was helping me through this. So I was like, you know what, like, I don't know how do I move on? How do I know when I'm ready? And she said, do you remember Kuroku no Basket, where the main character Kagami was trying to enter the zone to defeat one of the most powerful schools, right? Because essentially, their opponent at the time, they're facing High School Shaq. He had the power to summon a tornado when he slam dunks. So how do you stop that? That's a good question.
Very good
You
question.
need to enter the zone.
Yeah.
But therein lies the problem, where our main character was trying to force himself into the zone. And then luckily, the trope of, you defeat someone in the past and they become like an ally somehow on the sidelines. Yeah. So then, our main character, he tries to dunk it, trying to say, I got to get into the zone, get lightning out of my eyes. He fails miserably. The ball bounces out. Then he talks to Kisei Ryota. All right? Really hot. Just putting that out there. Anyways.
Yeah.
So then Kisei's like, it seems like we're not going to be facing you in the semifinals, right? To which point Kagami's like, you asshole, what are you talking about, man? And he said, there was someone I knew who's much scarier when we played in a practice match. And the point was, and this is what Kagami realized, and he said to his teammates to make sure that the audience understood too. But he's just like, I'll do what I can now. And the point was, instead of idealizing and saying, I need to get there to accomplish what I need, I'm going to do my best now. That naturally augments yourself. When you're ready, it will come. And if you don't try and force it, and you do your best at the current moment, you will naturally find yourself getting to the place that you need to. Right? And for him, he started playing as best as he could, and he hit his groove and he hit the zone. He started blasting lightning out. He started creating ghosts of himself with dribbles. Yeah, you need to watch it.
Yeah.
But anyways, for me, that's when she said, you need to enter the zone for your life. I'm like, holy shit, you're right. Instead of trying to push a arbitrary metric or a deadline for myself when I have to be ready, I just need to live every day as best as I can. And when the time comes, it'll come. And I have a beautiful partner. I'm very happy. You know, I feel very good. Is she there? Yeah, she's there. Hi. But anyhow,
I love how I asked you just what anime you rewatch, and it just turned into.
it's true.
I love it.
It's true. So in that sense, if you do what you got to do every day as best as you can, eventually things work their way to be, right? So remember, Kuroku no Basket, number 1. Haikyuu, second one.
Oh, so good.
All right, back, and I rewatch it quite a bit. You know, on Crunchyroll, you know, on YouTube, how they have clips. Sometimes I just replay episodes in the background just to listen to them.
Dude, the English dub is so cracked. It's so funny. I
agree with you.
yeah.
I actually listen to the sub, but I memorize it enough to like actually know like the general gist of the subs.
Yeah.
Right? Like even for like My Hero Academia season 6 episode 21. Lovely Lady and again, I still remember, you know, like the clips. Like bro, you can look this up, right? So Deku starts by using Black Whip. All right? Then he uses centrifugal force plus 45% all for one, right? And then he blasts through and then he
No, that's
memorize it. Scenes
that's
15.
insane.
Anyways, Haikyuu is great. Haikyuu
Yeah.
is great. It teaches you a lot. I rewatched that a lot. My Hero clearly, if I didn't say that. What else have you been rewatching? This is a wild one. Gekken Shoujo Nozaki-kun. Have you heard of that?
The fuck is
Gekken
that?
Shoujo, it is the best rom-com I've ever seen.
Really?
It is
How did I
purely,
not
it
know
is
this?
great.
I'm like the rom-com person. What
Gekken
the fuck?
Shoujo is great.
Hold on.
It is amazing.
It's so good.
What is it?
Gekken Shoujo, it's literally like this, you know, this really bubbly, you know, petite girl who's head over heels for this stoic, 6 foot tall, very handsome individual who's a rom-com manga author.
Oh, I know what you're
Gekken
talking
Shoujo,
about.
aired in 2014
Yeah.
summer.
Yeah.
It is without a great. You know what's another good one? School Rumble. You haven't heard?
What? School Rumble?
Hey, understandable. We gotta get you on that too. It's great. It's
Okay.
great. I'm not surprised in a like a judgmental way.
No,
I just
no.
think it's so good that
Yeah.
like I think you'd love it. School Rumble's great. I always rewatch little clips of that. Toradora is banging.
Oh, so good.
Toradora is certified client. Me and my girl, we were lifting the other day. We were banging out new PRs to Toradora.
Fuck yeah.
Vanilla Salt.
Yeah.
One of the ending songs. That's that real shit. Rap, I don't need any of that. I need my romantic comedy ending themes.
Hell yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Hell yeah.
What else do I rewatch? It was funny you mentioned Chainsaw Man because I watched the first few episodes when it was airing. I read the manga, and then I finished the rest of it, like the Katana Man arc, in November, like this November.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it took a full year for me to catch up on it.
Damn.
I actually think Chainsaw Man, like, you know, I see a lot of people being like, "Yo, I'm just like Denji for real." I'm like, that's the problem. The moral of
Yeah,
the
I was
story is
like,
to not.
Are you okay?
that's the problem. Like Denji, the reason I like it is because, and I won't spoil anything because you know I'm sure there are a lot of anime watchers, but the entirety is like, and we see it clearly. He's trapped in the hedonistic treadmill of, you know, as he achieves new things in life, he says, "I've idealized and pedestalized these things, and I haven't found fulfillment in me once I have reached it. I thought it would do this, but the reality is different." And instead of introspection, he actively chooses, and so many times to be like, "Oh, I have these feelings of mild discomfort within my soul. I won't think about it." Right? So his decision to not consider things, his indecisiveness itself is a decision. And the hedonistic treadmill goes and goes and goes until it catches up with him. And then, you know, whenever the series ends in anime, I'm sure everyone will see it. But I think that it's a great thing. I don't know if I'd rewatch it 10 times over. It looks fantastic.
Yeah. But it's a lot to it's a heavy one, right?
Yeah, it
So,
is. It is. JJK is great.
Oh,
I've
so good.
rewatched the Shibuya incident daily basis. Not gonna lie.
Understandable.
Every single fight, Mappa, they're cooking. Like at least
Yeah.
17 souls were sacrificed per episode. God bless the animators.
Yeah.
They need help.
Yeah.
But JJK season 2 fantastic. Shibuya incident, great.
So we've both read the manga.
Yeah.
I explained last week that I had a little mental breakdown at the end
What happened?
when at the end of Chainsaw Man, I finished it and I was like, oh.
There are lots of... See, I can understand that. There's just so many things that
there
make
is
you go,
so
oh.
many things that happen that
Yeah.
I'm like, but this is a shonen. It's not supposed to end like this.
Till Shonen Jump dropped the Dark Triad of JJK. What was the other one?
Hell's Paradise.
Yeah, Hell's Paradise. Yeah, and Chainsaw Man. Yep.
Yep. I straight up was like, how? No. Nope. I'm good. Oh no.
Yeah, you got me
Yeah.
straight into the abyss right there.
Yeah, that's war flashbacks. So back to JJK for a little bit.
Sure.
Because it's the most talked about show on the planet right now.
Deservedly so.
Deservedly
Wow, this is
so.
crisp. Sorry, I'm just so close to the mic now. It sounds so crisp.
Yeah,
Is this you're supposed to use it?
kinda. Yeah,
Wow. Okay, I was like back here.
yeah.
Sorry.
All good. So what do you think the appeal is to pretty much everyone that JJK has? What is it? Is there a certain thing, or I'm trying to I want to reword this. Hold on. The coffee is hitting in a
Would you pause? Like, what's the unique value of it that has made it so well received?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I get what you're saying. I
Yeah.
think it's a number of things. One is JJK has continually learned from his predecessors, and it's much more to the point. And so oftentimes, in regards to pacing or content, I think JJK has become very focalized in the most heavily weighted and consequential events, right? So Shibuya Incident was literally like start to finish, 17 episodes of madness,
Yeah.
right? And then, they might have even cut out a little bit too much, but like the Star Platinum arc, right? The Hidden Inventory was only 5-6 episodes,
Mm-hmm.
right? And even in season 1, so they had a few fillers here and there, but the majority was just action-packed, right? I think the storytelling itself isn't necessarily some, very philosophically deep and challenging, right? But paired with obviously the unparalleled animation, that is an experience to watch,
Mm-hmm.
right? While keeping the material that's being animated very concise and very powerful, it's just blown minds. I think Yuji, I actually just watched a video essay on this the other day. I think he's one of Shonen Jump's best protagonists.
Okay.
I think a big issue with many protagonists that forms a rift with us, the viewers, and what we can take away from them is like, and don't get me wrong, what they do, like what Naruto does or what Ichigo does, is phenomenal. It is fantastic. They've been blessed gifts that they use before they even knew about it to do the things that they want to do to fight against whatever overarching system is there. And Naruto, he wants, he's left alone. He there's family history that pits him against his best friend. He breaks through that, right? He breaks through the violence, right? But he has a giant fox spirit inside his ass,
Yeah.
right? And I think that becomes a thing where it's a bit of a get out of jail card. Ichigo is, initially, wait, his dad's a Soul Reaper? That's crazy. His mom's a Quincy. Good thing you didn't know. Well, good thing that happened.
Yeah.
Right, and so all of a sudden, these very prominent power-ups come and push the story along and enable the protagonist to do these things, right? So it really is like, we all call an ass pull, or like a, plot armor.
Yeah.
I think in JJK with Yuji, he's not special. You are my special. But he's not, right? He gets his ass beat continually.
Yeah.
Right? And it's not even just the beatdown, but rather the consequences of that. His mentor dies. His sister figure dies, allegedly. We don't know. Maybe season 3 will show something. I'm not a manga reader. But I see you smiling. Do you read the manga?
Yeah.
Okay, so you might know. Anyways, the idea of those, they all die as a consequence of his inability to do things, right? Even Toto, his brother, who helps build him back up mentally, loses well, maybe allegedly his boogie woogie. I don't know.
I
His boogie woogie, like I don't know if he's done for or not, right?
Yeah.
But there's so much loss as a consequence of his inability to do things, right? I know a lot of people were like losing their minds, being like, I can't believe Nobara didn't dodge Mahito's hand. I'm like, she just came down a staircase after throwing hands, seeing a guy run away, and now he's turning a 180. She sees who, like, of course she's gonna be confused. There's a moment of pause, right?
Yeah.
Like I think, unfortunately for the protagonists and our heroes, there is an overwhelming sense of dread that is so suffocating, and that's when you realize the weight and consequences and stakes at hand, and that's what makes the story so riveting and so painfully difficult. But Yuji, without having anything special thus far, to power through this, he still maintains himself to an extent, and I'm curious to see where the story goes, because now, you know, he was fighting, saying, I have this purpose, I have to save people. For every person who's died, I'm there to save another. And then he just, he submits to becoming this cog of the greater machinery that Gojo is trying to fight and break down, right? He says, I am but a cog in this war machine. But I think eventually he'll break out of that. I'm curious to see how the story explores it, but I don't think it'll be through some ass-pull power-up. I think that's the beauty of Yuji, that he truly endeavors through all this suffering and their losses and consequences, and he is fallible. He does have lapses in how he perceives it. He's not naive and idealistic as a result of his losses. I think a lot of us go through that, right, as well. So that's why I think JJK, through the combination of amazing, quick, action-packed pacing, unparalleled animation, and the weight and grittiness of it, amazing.
Yeah, I think because Attack on Titan just ended, and that was honestly, in my opinion, and a bunch of others, if probably the biggest anime to come out in the last 10, 15 years.
Without a doubt.
Because never in my life as an anime fan have I ever seen an anime trend so highly anywhere. Like when the final season, like basically season 4, the first part of season 4,
right,
was when the hype was fucking real.
Right.
Like when Mappa took over, that was like right when, like, all that. And I think I thought to myself, I was like, I don't think I'm going to see this again. Probably not. But JJK and the Shibuya arc came out, and I was like, oh, we have another one on our hands so quickly, because I was like, not for another 10, 15 years,
Yeah.
But it went, like, the amount, the fact that the production quality went up every single episode, despite, all of the crap that Mappa,
just
the
shove
company,
down the
pulled,
animators. Yeah.
is insane. And I hope they get a break.
Yeah.
I hope they get a break.
Is someone like Mappa doing One Punch Man season 3 too?
I think so. I hope not, because I just want those animators
The Chainsaw
to rest.
Man movie.
Chainsaw Man movie.
They need help. They got to get out of there.
Yeah. God. But yeah, I think it's going to be, again, this generation's kind of big anime, because good God. Fuck, man.
Mind-boggling.
Yeah, it's just because I thought Chainsaw Man was going to be like that, but it hasn't hit kind of.
I was surprised.
Same here.
I was surprised.
Yeah.
Like when it was airing,
Mm-hmm.
massive hype. Everyone was going about it.
Yeah.
People still do.
Yeah.
Right? You'll see a Chainsaw Man cosplay at a con and what have you.
Yeah.
But I don't think it had the staying power that
No.
many expected it to have.
Mm-hmm.
Even for me.
Yeah.
I was, even why do you think that is?
I don't know, because like I was gonna say like, oh, it's the blood and gore, but like Attack on Titan is it's fucking gory.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's really hard to pinpoint, because both series have the no, like you were talking about, no plot armor. Anything can happen. I think. Actually, you know what? I think it would have done a lot more if it had 24 episodes. Instead of 12. And, you know, making the Reese arc a movie, I get it. It's a smaller arc, but like that could have been 12 episodes. Ish.
Yeah, it doesn't even have to be like a full core, I guess.
Yeah.
But I see what you mean, because I do think that it's coined like the Chainsaw Man pacing, right? Like it's a characteristic thing of Fujimoto when after the initial arcs, things just
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that wasn't showcased in the first arc just because it was building things up.
Yeah.
I think people haven't truly gotten a taste of why Chainsaw Man is so renowned. Yeah, that's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
This is why you run the podcast. You know what's up.
Yeah. But yeah, that's that's why I think, you know, it hasn't gotten that kind of fanfare. I hope in the future it does, because it deserves it. I think the storytelling and, you know, Fujimoto is, you know, I don't understand his brain. Where I'm like, okay, okay, all right. Goodness. Yeah. Thank you so much for being on.
It was my pleasure to be. Thank you for hosting me. Honestly, great time. I got to realize what a real microphone can do. Like, you learn something new every day.
Yeah.
And hopefully at least one person watches Kuroku no Basket from this.
Yeah. Or Blue Lock.
Or Blue Lock. Lock. Yeah. One of the two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where can the lovely people find you?
They can find... I use Instagram. Yes. They can find me on Instagram. Concussion Cosplay.
Mm-hmm.
They can find me on Instagram. In real life, I am going to be starting my internship for my doctor of chiropractic in a few months. So hey, if anyone is injured or something, like, you can come to my school teaching clinic if you want to meet me in real life. And like, I was like that. I don't like. Do you want like real life me or like Instagram, like both?
Instagram or
you can cut that out if that's
no,
not.
it's okay. That's fucking funny because I thought you were gonna say, you know, Toronto Comic Con.
Oh, you're right, but
Not your fucking chiropractor.
But the question was where. I see what you mean.
Yeah,
I see what you.
Because this comes out a week before Toronto Comic Con.
Wait, what comes out a week?
The
episode. video. Oh,
yeah.
Yes. Yes. In fact, still a bit of a secret surprise, right? But keep your eye out. Is this the camera? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Keep your eye out on Instagram. In regards to March Comic Con, there will be exciting news. And I indeed will be able to see everyone there. It's going to be a great time. You're going to be hearing a lot more of this hint, hint, wink, wink, to whatever that may be. If it's coming out a week beforehand, the news will be out by then.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, wait, can I say it then?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm going to be guesting at March Comic Con.
Woo!
Very exciting stuff. It's going to be a blast, and I hope to see everyone there. Yeah, you know what? Power to everybody who can do multiple cosplays I want. I think I might, like Stark, I love him. Mm-hmm. And this is one of my first full-on sewing projects that call for diversity of things. Sewing is hard.
Yeah.
And I understand why it's so coveted with competitions. That's why I choose shirtless characters. It's the easy way out. In those cases, easy way out. But now I'm learning how to sew, so that's why, I might be wearing them for 2 days, 3 days. We'll see. Mm-hmm. Especially because I got to move around and do a bunch of things. It's just easier to work with Stark, but he has a giant fucking axe.
Yeah.
So why not strut that for 3 days? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, all jokes aside though, March Comic Con, very excited to be there. Going to be cosplaying Stark, 1, 2, 3 days. We'll see. I'm going to have all my cosplays out there, so for everyone to see the major foam builds. And I'm planning to actually have my Deku Vigilante helmet. I'm going to be creating a template for it and giving it out.
Oh, okay.
Because I want people to build it.
Yeah,
we need more My Hero out there.
Yes.
Very excited.
Hell yeah. Go see him at Trauma Comic Con. I'm drunk. Go see him at Toronto Comic Con. You can actually see him. You can actually find him, which is incredible because it's usually we pass by each other and it's like, oh hey, bye.
Yeah. Unfortunately, and I'm sorry for you had to book me in.
Yeah.
Like twice.
Yeah.
It's so nice to be here because it's just you know, you get it. Life is just so suffocating
life's
sometimes.
busy.
You're so busy, you know, working all the.
Yeah, you're
You
in
know,
school. It's
yeah.
all good. It's all good.
But March Comic Con's a time where we get to
Yep.
unwind, lock in for the fun.
Yep, exactly. So yeah, go to Toronto Comic Con, see Abby. I'll be there at some point. Yay. Good Lord. And yeah, follow me at Corky Cosplays on Instagram, Adam Corky everywhere else. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Go listen on Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play, and
Right
yeah,
now.
now. Re-listen to it over and over again. Yeah. All right. I'll see you next week, guys. Bye-bye.